Good afternoon. Wow, my voice went out for a second. Good afternoon. This is August 10th, 2021. A couple years ago, I believe it was a couple years ago, I used to do videos on YouTube, readings and stuff. And one reading I did was experimental domino reading that I called the chain of events. You take 10 dominoes and you randomly select them, and you throw them, and then you start matching from there. The ones that don't match, what I did say at that time was they were like higher awareness issues, things that you might need to pay attention to that may not actually have come into play or above what you're actually paying attention to. Sorry for the stammering. The things that don't connect to your dominoes as I lay them, they're bigger issues. Be aware of dualities, master numbers. Like if a 2 matches up with a 2, you could look at that as a 22, or you could look at it in the aspect of this canceled out that. It's not always going to come out to be a master number. I'm just going to let the energy flow, and I'll try and interpret it as best I can. So I pulled 10 random dominoes out of a bag of dominoes. This is a big 9 set, so it goes all the way up to 9-9. I'm using this as the chain of events with the collective. I'm not making this personal, and I'm not doing this for personal, one specific person. This is what, as a collective, the people on this planet might want to pay attention to. So the way you do it is you take your 10 and you select 6, and then 4 is going to go over to the boneyard. You can't use those 4 unless you run out of your initial 6. Remember, when you play dominoes, you normally draw 6. So the first one I'm going to do is pick one. The first one I got was 9-4. So I lay that down. Already 9-4 or 4-9, however you want to. Since I said 9-4, I'll read it as that. 9 is the Hermit card, dealing with control issues, the energy of making it through lessons. The 4 card is the Emperor card, dealing with balance and focus. So right now, 9 plus 4 equals 13. That's the Death card. Transmutation. Death is transmutation. So right now, the 9-4. In order to continue playing this game, I have to pull a 9 or a 4. So the next domino does not match. It's a 5-5. So it goes off over here. If you follow me on my other platforms, 5-5 or 55, that is the manipulated wave of experience. That is the master manipulator for all existence. The 55 energy says, I just need you to move. I don't care which way you go. 55 says, find something to transmute. 55 says, find something to go to death for. 13, something to give your energy life so that you can learn to take your energy back. Death. Find something to go through so that you can make it through. Death. So 55, even though it's not tied in, it's the hidden benefactor for all existence. In my perspective, in my experience, 55 runs the whole show. So now I'm still looking for a 9 or 4. Oh, got a 4. Pull the 14 as I read it. But it's going to connect right here. Remember, we were trying to control what we find imbalance in. Now, what I'm finding balance in, since I said it was a 14, 14 is the patience card. I'm trying to find balance in what I'm finding patience with. So in this case, the 9 and the 4 connected, and then you got left with the 1. Look at this. The 9 and the 4 connected to the 4 and the 1. So the 9 became not only a 44, which is manifestation, the master manifester, but 4 plus 4 is what? 8. 9 found out what it was struggling with. 8 is the strength card. 8 is the number of struggle. What I'm trying to control is what I was struggling with, and the only thing that got left over was 1, me. I'm trying to control something, and I'm only struggling with myself. So that's the way it's playing out so far. So now, dealing on this board, the chain of events, you can only use a 9 or a 1. So I go to the next domino. Oh, got another 9. It's a 9-3 is how I'm playing it. So 9-3 makes 12. That's the hangman. But we're going to look at it as a 9. I'm trying to control 3. What are 3? What I'm communicating with. My thoughts. So when you play it right here, you have, and I'll try and show it to you. Sorry about that. When you have it right here, you now are only left with a 3 and a 1. or a 1 and a 3, 13. What would you start out looking for with that 9-4? The 13. You found it. Only it's in reverse because we're reading from left to right. So now you have the 3 and the 1, which you're looking at it from the wrong side. Just like looking at 13 in the mirror, you'll see a 31. You understand what I'm saying? And by my number system, 31 is what I call the queen of earth. It is the influence over what I believe in. What did I believe in? Everything I gave my energy to. Everything that I've been manipulated into is what I believe in. But if I'm not looking at it from the right angle, I'm looking at it from reverse. So that's how you end up finding that death you're looking for, but it's the wrong death. You invested in something that is not going to take you to what you need to see, yet you're going to end up going through it. 3, my thoughts will only show me where I've been manipulated. 1, the magician, the illusionist, the alchemist. The alchemist is an illusionist. An illusionist can never be real. Illusions can never be real. So my thoughts, 3, aren't real. But I just found patience in them. Why? Because they become my 99, the end game, the only thing that I'm trying to get through. Remember, this whole reading was about what you're trying to get through. So now the only thing I can play is is a 3 or a 1. So I go to the next domino. Holy shit, it was a 95. I'm trying to control what's moving me. That 9, I'm trying to control what's moving me. But here, humor me. Look at this 9. Is it not 3 3s? 1 3, 2 3, 3 3. So that 3 over here, your thoughts that I keep telling you ain't real, they become viral. They've taken over, and now they manipulated you. So that's the only thing that you're trying to move through. 5, the Hierophant, the lessons I'm trying to go through, the things that I'm teaching, the things that I'm learning. I'm only learning where I've already been virally infected by my thoughts. So this 9-5, and I'm going to do this. I don't traditionally do this, but since this was the higher issue and it was separate, now this 9-5 is playing off of it. This 9-5 is playing off of it. See, that 55 has manipulated me. Now the 55 says, I just want you to move so I can keep you in control. But if you notice here, this is basically a time machine. Remember I said we read from left to right? If I can control my movements, then I am the manipulator. But what was already here? The manipulator. So the manipulator said, yeah, go ahead and move and it'll show you control. If you don't understand that, then that's just like, as a parent, you let your children think that they're doing something, but you already know, I'm not letting them do it. I'm just letting them think they're doing it. That's what's happening here. That 55 says, I was already here. I'm just going to let you keep on thinking that you're in control as long as you stay in motion. Remember, I told you the 55 just wants somebody to show up and play the game. The master manipulator just wants somebody to manipulate. And the human essence thinks that they're the manipulator because they're performing alchemy. So they think they're in control. This was all about control. So now we're down to the last domino out of the 6. We can only play a 3 or a 1 in the game of life, in the chain of events. Oh, the illusion of separation. All I see is this 11, but I think it's a 1. I think there's 1 here. I think there's 1 there. Holy shit, welcome to duality. So in this sense right here, you have now been trapped in movement. Remember I told you the manipulator, the 55, only wants you to 5, move. There's 3, there's 2, there's the 5. But here's the other thing. There's a 3 and there's a 2. In my number system, 32 is reasoning. It is the element of air. All I want you to do is think. What does a thought require? A thinker. So if the thought said, I'm already here on this side, I'm already here, all I need you to do is try and get to the end and try and manifest yourself, and now you're in duality. How can you manifest yourself unless you become more than what you already were? Don't buy into that one too much. My grandson's waking up, so I'm gonna hurry up. So now you got 4 dominoes left. This was the boneyard. Now I can pull from the boneyard and see what came out. The first one was a 6-2. It doesn't fit. That for me, 6-2 is really 26. Hi, baby. 26 for me is empathy. It's the element of waters. No, don't touch those. It's the element of waters, which basically says I'm really the force of creation. Waters is creation. Waters is my emotions. Emotion, energy, emotion. 5. 5 just wants you to move. How does it get you to move? By making you become emotion. So now the next domino that we're gonna pull, and I gotta get my grandson the bonus dominoes. The next domino in my stack over here, blank 9. But remember over here on the higher picture where we had the 9 hanging off of the 55, there was nothing before there was control. Remember, 9 is control. 9 is vibration. There was nothing before vibration, which means there was everything before you vibrated. Oh, you hold on to those. So over here on the higher picture, you now have blank on one end, existence, source, and then you have the 55 on the other end, manipulation, experience. The experience in movement, I should say. So now you have 2 dominoes left. You can either play a blank or a 5 on the higher picture, or a 3 or a 1 on the lower picture. Oh, we got that 32 that I just told you about. We got the 32 that was already here. See that 3 and that 2? It was already there, and now we just pulled it. So the chain of events said, hey, I just want you to think about seeing yourself in separation. So now you get over here, and now you have now created the experience of separation, because now you're at reflection point 2. 2 is the high priestess, where I am trying to find a connection to something outside of me. Wait a minute, there was nothing outside of you. Yeah, there was. I told you, you see yourself somewhere. You've already seen yourself outside of yourself, which is why you're trying to journey back within. So that 32 just showed you everything you want to see, only look what happened. The 32 says, I need you to 2 and 2, 22, choice. The choice. I need you to choose the experience. The 2 says, I need you to choose the 33. What's the 33? That thought that just keeps on going. Choose the thought that keeps on going. The 2 says, reflect on 33, the experience of 99, what you have to try and get to the end of, and then 44, manifest it so that 1, you can use your magic, 2, to reflect on it. But the whole problem was the 22. You chose this. You got 1 domino left. We got 1 domino left, and it's a blank 6. It's a blank 6, so it goes back to the higher picture, which the blank 6 is let's look at it as 06. 0 is the Fool card, 6 is the Lover's card. But 6 is also the number of foundations. Foundations in what? Foundations in possibilities and probabilities. But I can do this too now. Now that blank 6 is coming to the picture, you have a foundation in manipulation, but the manipulation, remember this 1 domino that didn't fit, now fits. The domination was in the reflection. You have been dominated and manipulated by what you think you see. But if you don't know what you're looking at, you're only going to know what you've been seeing. Hope that makes sense. Peace.